And streaming. We are now live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. This is Anything Goes. I'm George, and this is.
Jonathan. You can also follow me on J.FBA on Twitch, Twitter, and of course YouTube.
All right, we got a lot of news to go through, but one new feature that Jonathan hasn't seen. Well, you saw the image.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody's looking at the brick.
Mm.
But touch this button right there, and look at that beautiful, beautiful new background. I got background behind me, and we're just full of new background images, and we just refreshed everything.
Yeah.
Well, I changed all the internet cables around, and instead of Cat 5, we're running all Cat 6 cabling.
Okay.
It's just, you don't want to know what a nightmare that was. But
Yeah. Right. I don't want to know.
well, one of the cool things that worked out really good is I have a switch up here.
Uh huh. Nintendo Switch.
No,
Oh.
a
Oh.
network switch. Something useful, unlike that thing. But uh, what it does is it divides the internet signal and allows you to hook up more than four devices. You like this, you can hook up eight. Jonathan knows what I'm talking about, but not everyone does, so I figured it'd be a good thing just to go over real quick. But anyway, now I only have four ports in the basement,
Uh huh.
but I have now seven devices in the basement. So I got a bigger switch, a 24 port switch in the basement. So instead of using the old cables, I figured it'd just be a good thing just to use these, which is Cat 6, handles gigabit connections much better than Cat 5 does.
Oh. Okay.
And that way, everything should run smoother, everything should be cleaner, we should
Yeah.
have less issues. And what I was doing before was I would run up an Ethernet cord up from the basement up to the first floor to the switch, then back down because I had other things to plug in. So I'm like, I pulled out like four cords and now I just have one because I was able to have the switch in the basement, the 24 port, just handles everything down there. And then it also feeds the switch right behind my desk, so I can have eight devices up here.
Uh
Don't
huh.
don't need eight, but and the nice thing is, like I say, it's all Cat 6. It's all good. So everything should be running better and smoother. It does seem to be. I mean, you get the usual delays between the two, but it works out.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's gonna be some kind of issues nowhere, no matter what you do.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. And off and running to the races are we, as you know, CES was last week, the Consumer Electronics Show.
Yeah. Yeah. We touched base on it a little bit.
Yeah, and Nvidia unveils whatever the RTX 2060 and mobile RTX GPUs.
Oh.
It's what
Yeah.
we
Because I remember we was talking about that laptop is supposed to play replace the desktops.
that's up here, but
Oh,
uh,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah, that's up here. But that's exactly what we needed. Another graphics card coming from Nvidia. I mean, it is RTX, which is nice, but another one. You have the what 2080, 2070, 2060. and then all the variants from all the third parties in between. It's like 40 different graphics cards with just these SKUs,
Yeah, they're just dropping them. They're just throwing them out like nothing.
which doesn't make. I mean, this card runs about $350. At least that's what it's supposed to retail for, assuming the data miners don't get their grubby little hands on it.
I mean, that's not that bad, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, it's you're right. It's not bad, but to the same token, do we need another one?
No.
And then and I'm just saying that just coming from the Nvidia line. I mean, they have a lot of great cards. There's nothing against their cards, but it's just the sheer number of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to be like Apple. They keep dropping stuff, and I mean, they probably have like diehard Nvidia fans that wants to, just get it because it's out, and just because, regardless, no matter how many are dropped, they're going to get it. I'm gonna put it in my rig. I'm gonna get it. Just like iPhone, every time they drop a new iPhone, no matter how much it costs, you're gonna have them die hard to get them. It could be $2,000, and they're still gonna get them.
Yeah, and if they did that like every like 6 months, I don't doubt they do that. They'd be going around for that too, like every 6 months. But not to be outdone. Moving on,
Yeah,
AMD. Now AMD doesn't make as many graphics cards as Nvidia does, which is why I'm going to be a little less critical on AMD. But they did announce a Radeon 7. It's next generation, and it's based on 7 nanometer chipset.
yeah, that one I did not read up on.
Well, let me give you a brief
All
overview
right.
here. Okay, AMD has been lagging behind Nvidia for years in the high-end gaming graphics card race, to the point where it's primarily been pushing bang for the buck cards like the RX 580 instead. But at CES, the company it says it has a GPU that's competitive with Nvidia's RTX 2080. It's called the Radeon 7,
Yeah.
and it uses the company's first 7 nanometer graphics chip that we'd been teasing previously. Well, this is coming from The Verge, so evidently they've said something about it earlier. It'll ship in February on February 7th for about $700. Now, when you could say that's
Hold on, 700.
that is a large chunk of coin, and I don't disagree with that. But to the same token, the RTX 2080 is about double the price,
Yeah.
and it is a nice looking graphics card. It's got three fan the what they Nvidia calls it the Founders Edition, which is uh, their card with their cooler on it, where this card has AMD's cooler on it, which it's just looks like a nice card with three fans in it.
Yeah.
And then AMD says the second generation Vega architecture offers 25% more performance at the same power as previous Vega graphics, and the company showed it running Devil May Cry 5 here at 4K resolution, ultra settings, and frame rates way above 60 frames per second. AMD says it has a terabyte per second of memory bandwidth. Yeah, that's the $700.
Oh man, they just showing off.
Yeah, as for existing games, AMD didn't break out loads of examples, but it says you'll see a 25% performance boost in Fortnite and a 35% boost in Battlefield 5, as well as assorted 27% plus boosts in various kinds of content creation compared to the Radeon RS Vega 64.
Yeah, man, it sounds like they just showing off now.
Well, and it's about time that Nvidia does get some real competition, because you know, AMD finally got into competition or back into the competition with Ryzen,
Yeah, yeah,
for Intel. But
yeah. We talked about that a couple streams ago. That Intel was starting to get a little lazy on their stuff, and then Horizon comes out and just dominating, catching up on their ass.
well, like I said, they finally have now some competition, and now with this, it's AMD giving Nvidia some competition.
That's Intel's fault though. That's their fault on their own for letting them catch up like that because they want to get lazy and sit in their comfortable chair like no one can touch them.
Well, and that was the thing was you're exactly right. They didn't have any competition, so we'll just put out some of the same old stuff, and who's going to give them anything different because they don't have any competition.
Nope. And then next thing you know, the Ryzen comes out, boom.
And it seemingly came out from nowhere as far as I guess Nvidia had no clue, I guess, or not Nvidia, but Intel didn't have a clue that it was coming.
That's good. I'm glad they didn't have a clue, but that's what they get. They should expect. They should always try to outdo their own self.
Yeah, well, yeah, the goal is to improve. But if you could push out a processor that has a little better spec, not by much, just a little bit more, and charge a little bit more money, that's more money in your pocket.
Yeah.
But they didn't. But here was the thing: was they started. Oh, excuse me. They started taking away things like keeping around the same core count and taking away hyper-threading. Even. But now with AMD nipping at their heels, going, "Hey, if you don't improve, we're gonna get you." I mean, Intel is still a huge company. Don't get me wrong, and a lot of people, a lot of businesses buy their chips.
Yeah. Yeah. That is no doubt.
But if you can get better performance at a cheaper price, guess what? Businesses aren't necessarily loyal to a brand.
No, no. It's always about price, man. I mean, you will always have some loyalty, fans or product buyers. You're always going to have that loyalty there. But you have the ones that are, they want good performance, but they're also on a budget. The economy ain't like it used to be, man. Like we're all, on a like budget here. So you get something better for cheaper. Why not go for it?
Absolutely, and that's just the way it works. I mean, with with chips, it's not like cereal. You buy the name brand, which does taste a little different, a little better than the equivalent in generic. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, but in this case, you can buy that name brand, and then it's good. Like you remember, then you got something new come out off brand, then it's better than the name brand. That's pretty much what the Ryzen is for the Intel.
Exactly, and then AMD again is nipping at the heels of Nvidia, going, we're still here, and which is a good thing. But the thing that I would say that I wouldn't like further down the road, in the future, is like if it was AMD got so huge that it totally collapsed Intel and Nvidia. That would be a bad thing because then they've just totally taken over the space.
And then they're probably going to fall into the same thing, end up getting lazy, taking things away, or not performing like they was doing. That can be the bad thing about it.
Totally agree. Totally, absolutely agree. Just
'Cause
like what happened with.
that happens with a lot of companies.
Yeah, unfortunately it does.
They're nice, good. They keep their prices low, and the next they lose their competition, and boom, they raising their prices, and they're not giving you that great customer service they used to give you. The text ain't coming out like they used to. They keep your internet keep going out like you never had a outage before, but now you're starting to have outages. It can happen, but if they're smart, they will keep on it.
Yeah, hopefully, don't get me wrong. I really hope that they do because right now AMD is the only competition that Intel or Nvidia have.
Yeah, and AMD, man, they came a long way.
Oh yeah, I mean basically
Long way.
they had the FX chipset and which was decent, but that was like the last chipset they came out with. And then like what was it, like 2 or 3 years later, somewhere in that time frame, boom, they come out with Verizon. Come out with Verizon, just totally catches everyone by surprise.
Yeah, man, they're like that kid that has a limp, and he's just trying to run and catch up with everybody. The next thing you know, he gets this amazing surgery and put his leg back in place and even better. Now he's outrunning everyone.
Absolutely. Now we have Asus. Now this is what you were alluding to earlier. Asus introduces the new desktop replacement mothership laptop. This is from IGN.com. And you told me about this.
Yeah, yeah, we touched on the last stream. It's funny, man. How they gonna use? It's not funny that they're the technology that they put in it. It's funny that they said it's to replace the desktop, which is hilarious because you can't upgrade or anything. But whatever, I already spoke my piece on it.
Well, the mothership features a 17.3-inch screen, 144 hertz, which is that's a good monitor with G-Sync. It's powered by NVIDIA GeForce RTX the 2080, and then it has a Intel Core i9 8950 HK, which is their laptop equivalent to the equivalent in the desktop. But
Yeah,
it's just like you say, it's still just a laptop, and they're as far as expandability, in a full size computer, you could take out the processor, put in a new one, faster, more take out more take out the memory, put more memory in. You can do that to an extent on a
yeah,
laptop, but
upgrade.
they're much smaller.
Yeah, you can upgrade. You can put customize it as much as you want. LEDs, tempered glass, whatever you want to do to a desktop, you can do it.
Don't really have that option on a laptop.
I mean,
Not at
you
all.
can't sit there and put tempered glass on it and whatever.
We put LEDs around the back of it, and it'll be backlit.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too. That doesn't sound too good. I mean, I can picture that now, and that doesn't look too well.
and
But
well,
for them to say that, they need to pull that statement to say it's to replace desktops because that's not going to happen. A laptop will never replace a desktop.
until it just becomes a desktop.
Yeah,
Yeah. And well, I mean, there are laptops that are like, was it Linus Tech Tips? I forget what one it was, but this thing was huge. I mean, it was like 20 some inches wide, fairly deep, and it was like, I'm not kidding. It was about 2.5 to 3 inches tall, and most of it, and it pretty much had a full size computer motherboard in it, but it was so ridiculously heavy. It took two power supplies. There's no way. I mean, there was no battery in it.
I think I know which one you're talking about. I think it's like a $9,000 laptop or something like that.
It was ridiculous in price. Yeah, I forget what it was, but it was just totally out of this world, totally ridiculous.
Yeah, because I remember watching someone they unboxed it and it was like two power supplies and all this other stuff. Like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah. And then moving on, we got GameStop sale to another company could be announced by mid-February. Did we go over this last week or no?
We touched on it a little bit, but no, we didn't go really in depth into it.
Yeah, and here's my thing with this. Is what's hurting GameStop and all the places like GameStop, quite frankly, is like Steam, uh, and services like that, Battle.net, and all that, where you just type in a code, it downloads the software, and then you move on with your life,
Yeah,
and you don't actually get physical media, so you don't even need to go to a store to get it.
yeah, that too. I mean, like I said last on our last stream, some people prefer the physical disc, and that's fine. Some people do prefer that, and but what the convenience of just ordering it and then you don't have to deal with people or anything like that. You know, that's works for a lot of people. But my main point of it is when you want to change your game, you got to get up, pop the disc out, put a new disc in, then pop it in, then wait for your game to load, and then you sit back down. Or you can hit a menu button, go to the next game, and you're ready to go.
Makes it a lot easier, a lot more convenient.
I mean, especially if you say if you broke your leg or broke your ankle or something like that, you can't be getting up and changing the disc out. Or you can't be, hey, brother, you mind, putting this game in there for me?
Yeah,
Or hey, mom, you mind putting this game in there for me? No, no, no,
I
man, you just
I
boom,
put.
boom, done.
How about I put my foot up your hiney, and that'll get you off your lazy and
Like
DIY it.
my leg's broke, I can't do anything. I'm sitting here.
Excuses, excuses. You lazy good for nothing. Go get a job. Yeah,
Well, yeah, man. Some people it's more convenient. It's more simpler. You ain't gotta keep getting up and switching them out, or even getting them up and looking for it, or open it up and it's not theirs. One of your friends took it and borrowed it, and then what?
then you just ain't gonna play your game till you go knocking on your friend's door and going, "Hey, knock, knock, knock! I want my disc back, you dummy."
I mean, the only downside with digital is you can't get money back from it. You can't trade it in or anything like that. Physical, when you're done with it or wherever, you can trade it in and get money for it, or store credit or cash. That's the only downfall with digital. And that's why I only digital download games I actually like, and I know I'm not gonna trade in.
Yeah, that makes sense. But here, well, you do have a return window. Once you buy it, um, I mean, you have like, I think it's with Steam, you have like 3 days or something like that that you can say, I don't want this game, I don't like it. So you tell it to uninstall, and then you tell it you want a refund or something. I forget what the procedure is, or maybe you have to tell it you want a refund, and it automatically uninstalls or something like that. But yeah, I mean, you do have that option if you did buy something and then have buyer's remorse on it or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of buyer's remorse, here's a thing. Now, Windows 7 is a operating system from 2007.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2007 or something like that. Anyway,
Windows
uh,
7.
and they Microsoft has actually stopped supporting it officially. Now, what they did is they found that a lot of businesses and a lot of people, a lot of places still run Windows 7, and for a price, they will continue to update Windows 7. Well, the January update, if you have network drives, like I have a hard drive up here, I have a hard drive in a computer system in the basement. My system up here can copy a file from the computer hard drive in the basement and copy it up here. That's called a network drive. But what this does is it wipes all that out, so that it just changes all the permissions to say I'm not a shared drive anymore.
Hmm.
So if you're a business and you have this infrastructure and this network and you depend on files being copied from one server to another, all those links are now gone.
I mean, I like Windows 10. It didn't give me no issues at all. I enjoy it.
Well, this is from Windows 7 now.
Yeah, but some people don't like. They don't want to upgrade to Windows 10 because it looks complicated or it's just too different. Some people just don't adapt to change, like Ron.
Oh, well, yeah, there's always him.
So you always got people who don't adapt to change. But you have the ones that's always ready for change. No matter
Yeah.
what you do, you're going to have to adapt regardless. You either adapt or you perish.
Yeah, well, there's those the things I always said was, three things you can count in life: death, taxes, and change.
Good old taxes.
Well, I gotta have that now. I like to drive on roads and all that stuff.
Yeah, even though they don't really fix them that much, but all right.
Well, yeah, that's true. But then again, yeah. But up here in Ohio, we do wear out our roads faster than other areas of the country because of the weather that we get. I mean, lots of places, like if you're down in Texas, if they saw a salt truck, they wouldn't know what the hell it was. They don't have
Same
that.
thing. Yeah, same thing like Florida or California.
Yeah, because they don't have any need for those things. But that's part of what causes problems with us on our roads and why they deteriorate so fast and why our vehicles rust like crazy.
Yep.
Well, speaking of old and rusted, I have another story here. This time changing gears a little bit. AT&T promises to stop selling your location data. Really? Now check this out. This is how this went down. And this is from AndroidPit.com. Oh, excuse me. A recent investigation by Motherboard, that's another computer tech news site,
Yeah.
brought to light shady practices among the top U.S. cell phone carriers, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Sprint. They found they were found to sell real-time location data to third parties, which would then end up in the hands of like bounty hunters, for example, and others unauthorized to handle it. Now, AT&T has sworn off the practice, saying that they will stop all sales of location data.
Go AT&T, of course.
It sounds like Facebook again. Apparently, it sounds to me like AT&T didn't learn from Facebook's mistakes, about selling data and how it can be used maliciously. I mean, in this case, it says bounty hunter, but if anybody, that is to say, anybody with a contact could say, well, or, pay, this guy uh, $30 a month to get this, that it gets forwarded, this information gets forwarded to him
Yeah.
from this source that is authorized from AT&T. And T. And that's basically what was happening. And it's like, why were you doing this in the first place? Now, here's what really irks me too, though. I mean, this type of information, if you're a cop, all right, and you need real time access to this information for an emergency situation, we'll throw that out there. It's very difficult. There's hoops you have to go through to get to it. But
Yep.
apparently, for a little bit of moolah, and I guess as long as you're not the government, that's not a problem. What should be a problem either way. I mean, if it's truly an emergency situation, if a something's going on, somebody's kidnapped, they need to get some sort of real time information about
Yeah,
somebody's location where their life's in danger. I get that.
that makes sense. Perfect sense.
But, while I agree with that, but here's the opposite situation is that could be their excuse every time. They just want the information.
Yeah.
Because where it becomes easy, it also can be abused. Now, if there's some sort of check and balance in the, some sort of check in there to say, okay, yeah, this is actually a emergency type of situation. We need to go ahead and let these people, the authorities know. That's, they're but how do you do that?
Yeah. Well, now they have to get a warrant and all this other stuff just in case if it is an emergency situation. They still have to get a warrant or something to get information. I mean, it don't matter if it's a time situation or anything.
Well, apparently not if you're a bounty hunter. But AT&T will pay because that goes to our next article, and this does come from Motherboard. AT&T preps for new layoffs despite billions with a B, not millions, billions in tax breaks and regulatory favors.
Wow, good old, good old. And the thing is, I have AT&T. I just switched them to. But
So
this is getting ridiculous.
you're not liking either one of these two that I just pulled up, do you?
No, no, I am not like. I just switched to AT&T a few months ago. So
Would you like to switch away from AT&T?
I hope not. I don't want to switch to someone else again. So they need to get their stuff together, man. Stop.
Well, part of the reason for this, I suspect, is they when you merged like two companies together, you have a lot of duplicate, redundant jobs. You got four people doing the same job where you only need two.
Yeah.
So that's what can trigger that type of thing. But what, uh, you know, in a lot of ways, mergers like this, mergers are bad in a way because then, again, that's less competition. But you also have, and then you run into these things where, like General Motors, too big to fail. But from a regulatory standpoint, you only have one company to regulate.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it makes that part of it a lot easier versus, trying to regulate, you know, four or five different companies.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so right.
But welcome aboard to AT&T, Jonathan. We're going to take very good care of you. We know
Yeah.
exactly where you're at all the time.
I see that.
Yeah, and we're going to sell that information to no one. Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, hey, I don't have a bounty out for me, so I'm all right
That can be
for now.
arranged.
Oh, shut up.
We'll just slip this into Jonathan's file. We'll just slide that right in there, and he'll never know.
I'll be highly upset if I'm trying to hide out and they end up giving my information.
Jonathan, Jonathan, we know you're in there. Yeah,
I
you're
know.
in there, Jonathan.
Twin brother Steve. Got an ID? I lost it.
I don't know who I am.
Steve something. I think
Uh,
I got to meet you.
uh,
What day is it?
it is. I don't know. Yeah, this is weird. Today is Tuesday, but last story we got for this segment is now. Before we were saying about GameStop and what's part of what GameStop's problem is services like Stream and Battle.net and
Yep.
Epic and all that, right?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't say hey Google. Go go away. Okay, I did. Really? Did anyway, stop listening to me. Uh, Amazon. Amazon is developing a game streaming service. Now, what this means is you don't need to have like a baller computer system. You just need to have a very good one. And what happens is the game is run on an Amazon server somewhere, and the video is streamed to your monitor from your like controller or whatever. That's just getting like, I mean, you don't even need a computer, per se. You just need to have uh, just a little bit of hardware, and it's, if something happens that goes down, no game for you.
Yeah, yeah, that can be very bad. That's the thing about the streaming services. Um, there's a couple companies who have them already. Like PlayStation has their streaming service, which is PlayStation Now. Um, it works great for the most part, but there's limits to it, and there's always limits when you're streaming. Your internet goes out or anything like that's it.
Exactly.
Just like I think someone else is trying to come out with a streaming gaming streaming service.
Uh, I know. Well, that was Amazon, and I want to say Apple. The rumor has it,
Good
uh,
old room.
is Apple's working on one.
Everyone's working on one. I'll just say everybody's working on one. Working on a gaming streaming service because that's where the big bucks are. Gaming.
Well, I mean that is true, but to the same token, do you think they're going to see the price of these games come down at all?
No, a lot of them is not going to be successful. Right now, there's like really no good streaming service that's successful.
Well, Steam is. I do like Steam.
Well, Steam is technically not like streaming.
Well, yeah,
You
but
download it, it's yours.
yeah, I see what you're saying, but uh, I don't know. To me, that would require a lot of high end hardware, and then how much latency is there going to be between you pressing a button on the controller, going to Texas, and then coming back?
It might be a little lag.
And that's the thing with gaming, that's not acceptable. Which, I mean, I can get that because that if you're playing like a game like a multi-player game,
Like Call of Duty.
or like Call of Duty or Battlefront and all these others, if you're playing that type of game, you can't have that type of latency.
No, or you're going to suck.
You By the time press your fire button to like in a battleship game to fire your missile, you could have gotten hit 3 times
Yeah.
by the other boat,
For,
and now you're sinking.
yeah, for single player games, it might not be as bad. But for like a multiplayer game or something like that, then yeah, you're right.
Right.
Because you're never gonna be good or even show how good you really are because because of the lag. And it's not, no, it don't have to be your internet. You can have great internet. It could be there and on their service.
Well, yeah, because yes, you're right. And it could be that just something glitches in between, between wherever you're at, wherever the server is, and back. Something happens and something gets misrouted, and so it goes through, California instead of
Yeah.
going through Texas.
I mean, for Amazon, I think it might people might get a little bit. It might hang out just for a second or two, but I don't think it's going to stay around for long because of the streaming service. Um, but Amazon got the money to throw it out there and give it a shot. They have the money to lose.
You're right, they do. Because I'll admit, well, especially lately, I've bought quite a few things from Amazon, but it's nothing that in other words, the stuff I've bought from Amazon was nothing that I can get up off my hiney, go to a store and go get.
No, they're like how many PC parts can you just go to a store and get?
Well, uh, there's quite a bit per se, but if you want something like I wanted this specific motherboard that's in my system right now,
Yeah.
which is an Asus. It's an Asus. What the heck is it? Hero. I wanted this motherboard. Well, there was no place I could just go and get it.
I can't just go to Best Buy and get a Ryzen 5.
You can actually. They do carry one Ryzen chip. They also carry one Intel chip. But if you don't want either one of those chips,
Because I went online earlier looking to see how much they didn't have it. I will have to order it.
huh?
I was like, oh well, I'm better off just no. If I got to order it, I'll just order it from Amazon.
So maybe, huh?
Like, if I want a computer case, I
Oh,
will have to order it. I can't go to Best Buy and just go pick one up.
oh well, yeah. Best Buy absolutely does not carry any computer cases at all. Which they used to though. They carried about a couple of years ago. They carried three or four.
Oh, well, that changed.
Yeah, they carry none now. Actually, and you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna go to the three cam. Our local Best Buy here has two Ryzen chips in stock. It has the Ryzen 5 2600.
Hmm.
It has the Ryzen 7 2700X, which is the one that I run, the 2700X. But if you don't want either, my point is though wasn't that. But my point was that if you don't want either one of those chips, you're going back to Amazon. You're going to order it online, from somewhere. You're not going to go to a store and go get it because Staples, Office Max, places like that, they don't carry that
Oh,
stuff.
okay, sorry.
They don't carry that stuff in stock, so you're going to end up ordering it and waiting for it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's why I like Amazon. I don't have to deal with nobody. I just go on my phone, get what I want, and it'll be on its way.
Well, that's okay because nobody likes dealing with you either.
Good. I am glad.
Because you're such a you're meanie.
That's fine. I had enough of people anyway.
oh,
People.
there's a lot of them out there that suck, and unfortunately, the people that suck are starting to outnumber the people that don't suck.
Yeah, yeah. That's a scary number.
Yeah, but why don't you tell everyone you know, why we're doing this on a Tuesday this week?
We are doing this on a Tuesday because Thursday I am going to the movies at 7:30 at the same exact time we will be starting the stream.
What are you gonna see?
I am going to go to see Dragon Ball Super Brawly.
You take anybody special with you?
Nope. Me, myself, and I.
Thought you were taking the little misses.
Nope, I ain't taking no one. Might meet up with a friend or two, but I ain't taking nobody.
Uh, Javon was asking earlier.
What you mean?
Javon,
I know that. What you mean though? He was asking earlier.
on Facebook. He's asking if anybody wanted to go see it. I think specifically with him.
Oh well, I asked that earlier myself.
But I don't get paid till Friday. Giving you big sad face.
Well, they're not showing it Friday for some reason.
Wait, what?
I don't know why they're not showing it Friday.
So it's like a 1 day
No, they're
preview?
showing it. It comes out tomorrow, and they're showing it Wednesday. They won't show it. I think Friday, and I think Monday. They're not showing it. But then they're showing it for the rest of the week.
Are they showing it Saturday or Sunday or just?
I don't know. Let me go back into it. I can't remember.
Hey, that's just strikes me as what the hell? It doesn't make any sense.
Because I was going to see if they was going to do it Friday to see if they had like any more opening times, and then nope. So let me see. Yeah, we have tomorrow 7:30.
That's what. Well, no,
Thursday.
you're going Thursday at 7:30, right?
Thursday. Uh, there's a lot of shit coming out Thursday. Um, I really don't want to go away in here, but it looks like I might have to.
The world is waiting.
I know, I know.
Specifically, the one person that's watching on Twitch, and then the one person that's watching on YouTube. Well,
All right, here we go.
go ahead.
Thursday, yeah, of course. Wednesday, 7:30. Thursday, 7:30, and let's go to Friday.
What about Saturday?
Not showing it Friday at all.
Not showing Friday at all. How about Saturday?
Eh, Saturday, yeah, they got it early, 4 p.m.
Hmm.
Sunday, okay, no Sunday.
Which I mean, that to me is weird.
Okay.
We're going to release this movie. Maybe
It's
they
showing
don't.
that, it's showing that at Monday, 1 o'clock.
So they're showing it Wednesday, Thursday,
Saturday and Monday.
not Friday, Saturday, not Sunday. But it's like they don't expect it to do well or something.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. They're doing it every other day,
Yeah, it's that.
and
That's
they only have one showtime.
well, they definitely don't expect it to do very well. I guess.
Well, probably not because they probably don't think a lot of people are like into it. So, no,
Now,
Japan and Brazil, it did really good, but now it's the U.S. turn. So we'll see.
now, is this a cartoon or is this like live action version of it?
No, this is a cartoon. This is the anime.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a continuation to the series, which is Dragon Ball Super, which is the continuation of Dragon Ball Z. The way it ended is a continuation for it, and the main villain is finally they're finally adding him to the main roster pretty much because he was never a part of the original story. He was just like a they just did like a separate movie. They did a bunch of movies that had nothing to do with the actual show,
Okay.
and none of the movies go together with the show at all. They're completely separate. But it's the first movie that they're actually doing that's connected to the actual show.
Let's see. It's called Dragon Ball
Super
Super
Brawly.
Brawly. Let's see. I put that up on the screen here.
Yeah, because they had Brawly years ago. I think it came out like 90 something. Brawly Legendary Super Saiyan, then Brawly Second Coming, and then Garbage Spiral Brawly. But they was never ever like attached to the show.
Wow. 1 hour 41 minutes.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
It looks like Frieza's in it.
Oh yeah.
Didn't Goku kill her it off?
Oh, you got to watch the new series, man. They resurrected
He or a she?
Frieza is a he. Don't worry. I thought when I first ever watched it, I thought it was a she too.
Yeah, it's like
But that's when I was a kid, and I realized, oh no, this is not a girl.
It's no doubt that it's a was a girl that was voicing him.
Yeah, yeah, definitely it is. Just like for the Japanese version, there's a girl, there's a woman who voices Goku. A lot of people don't like that because for the Japanese version. Me personally, I don't mind it.
You know, I like the English versions because I understand English.
Hey, I like the English version as well. That's what I grew up with. But the Japanese version is it shows a lot more emotion, and the music and everything is just it hits you. It hits you a lot, but more than the American ones.
Yeah, but kind of what takes away from it is just like, especially when you have like subtitles, because then you actually have to read to know what the hell they're talking about and what the heck's going on.
Well, be a fast reader. Go to school.
I did go to school. I don't like to read.
Well, I feel sorry for the people who
Uh,
don't know how to read.
uh,
It's probably bad for people who can't read, and I'm sorry. I am
well,
so
yeah.
sorry.
Well, well. I
Just,
mean,
just watch the movie.
well, then learn Japanese. If you can't read English, then you better learn Japanese or learn
Yeah,
something.
know a little bit of Japanese, so that's fine.
Yeah, konnichiwa.
That's hello.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's just easier just to say hello instead of konnichiwa.
Say Ohio, which is hello for morning,
Uh, Ohio is freezing.
or arigato, which is thank you.
Oh, let's see. Uh, oh, did you? Let's see. Where was it? Here we go. 10-day forecast. From what I understand, and yeah, here we go. Just bring this up on the screen. Now, this is from Cleveland. Snow showers tonight, 50% chance. Low, 24 degrees. Snow showers tomorrow in the morning. Snow showers Thursday night. Cloudy Friday. Snow and wind Saturday. Snow showers Sunday. And then, guess what? Next Wednesday, rain.
Perfect.
You know, this is supposed to be winter time, which, I mean, I would rather not have. You know, one thing I've always said about rain, I don't have to shovel it, and it's above 32 degrees.
Yeah, and Sunday is supposed to be like -2 at night.
Yeah, I just like, and we've had, like, I really shouldn't complain. I really shouldn't because we've had a very mild winter.
That's the problem. Now it's come back to haunt us.
And now, I mean, normally by this time of year, there's typically snow on the ground. Well, actually, when I was growing up, from there were many times where I would go trick or treating in the snow, but definitely by the time mid November rolled around, there was constant snow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like back in the day, man. Like the amount of snow we get now is nothing compared to back then. Like when I was a kid, we used to get snow so much. It'd be as tall as I was as a kid. And when we walk through after they shovel and everything, it looks like we're walking in like a hallway of snow.
Yeah, but uh, I mean, you're correct. But the thing, where was I going with this? Like I say, I mean, it wasn't uncommon to have a white Christmas. Snow
No,
on the
no.
ground. Now you're lucky if you don't have a muddy Christmas.
You know how many times I pray for a white Christmas, just and then it just never happens, man. It haven't happened in a long time, and that's one thing I do miss. Like I used to love getting up Christmas morning, open the blinds, see the snow falling, and just nothing but white. It was just a beautiful moment.
And nowadays there's no snow. You're lucky if you get some snow, even in December, and it would come and not pretty much stop from like mid-November.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a time when I was growing up back in the day, and my back in the day is further back than your back in the day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
I'm thinking of a finger, and it doesn't mean you're number one. But, and it was, there was not, very rarely did we not have white, we had winter. And when winter came, you knew it was here
Yeah.
because it was just snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were shoveling and all that stuff that you had to do. Otherwise, you were not going anywhere.
Yeah. Right now. People complain about like inches of snow. Like back in the day, we used to get foot.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean,
We
we
used to
get,
get foot, not 1 foot, not 2 foot. We used to get like 3, 4, like 5 foot of snow.
and we'd still have to go to school.
Yeah, yeah. We still have to go to school. Might be a 2 hour delay or something like that. We'll still have to go to school. Now it snows like 2 inches. No, no school.
Yeah, okay. And then when I was going to school, there was no 2 hour delay. You went to school. The school bus was coming to take you away to bring you to school. That's the way it was, and that's the way it went. Now, well, you have more kids that walk to school. Well, we had a lot of kids when I was growing up. My graduating class
I
was
still had to go to school, man. For
well.
how much snow or if school was open, we had to walk. I walked to school a couple times.
How big was your well, let's say your sixth grade class? Do you know ish?
My sixth grade class wasn't big at all. Uh, it was a decent amount.
I graduated 125 kids.
Let's see. When I graduated in high school, we graduated with 400, I think.
My high school was nearly 500. My graduating class was like 489 or somewhere around that range,
Yeah, I think it was
almost
around.
500.
I went to a white school, so
Was the rooms padded?
no, it was the Bob Carpenter Center in Newark, Delaware.
I went to school was Howland High School. I went to elementary school that was Bollandale. That was on top of you know where Ridge Road is.
Yeah,
That big that school building that's there.
yeah, yeah.
That was where I went kindergarten through sixth grade, all in one building.
Man, that sucks.
Well, it was all in one building, but not you were in different sections.
It still sucks. That still sucks.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Cause I think every 3 years, I think we went to a different school. We went to let's see, 1, 2, 3, then another school, 4, 5, another school, 6, 7, 8. Then yep, yeah, we switch like every couple years.
Well, that like uh, when my son went, because they closed Bollandale. Mine was the last graduating class out of Bollandale. So when my son went to school, he went to Highland Springs through was it kindergarten through second grade or third grade, and then he went to North Road, uh, third, fourth, wait a minute, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, and then he went to the middle school, which was seventh and eighth, and then the high school was 9, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember those. Remember those days.
Yeah. Well, here's the and people could say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but when I uh, when my son went from sixth grade to the or I'm sorry from eighth grade to the high school, which would be ninth grade, there was a tour, and when we were taking the tour, there was so little changes to that high school. I could tell you what every, what all the rooms were, where they were, what they were when I went to school there.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that.
Well,
That was me.
well, here's the funny thing though. When I graduated school, there was where the cafeteria was, and then you had the main hallway in the building, and there was an open air section, squared off section in
When
between.
you had the chisel paper,
Huh?
when you had to use your chisel paper,
No, it was just a
chisel on stone.
no. It was a smoking lounge for students.
All right, we're done.
It was a smoking lounge for students, not like teachers had their own little smoking lounge.
Smoking lounge for students. What?
Yeah, yep.
That's crazy.
And I think 80. I graduated 85, and I think they closed it off in 86.
Man, they didn't care about the kids.
Well, you were supposed to have been 18 to be able to go in. They called it the smoking lounge.
Die, kids, die.
Yeah. Well, there was never a teacher in there, so that was never enforced.
Yeah, when we used to smoke, it was just go outside when we switching classes and hope you don't get caught.
Well, when I was in school, they didn't encourage it, of course, but you just had a place to go do it.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
It wasn't discouraged either.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
You should have been older.
No, no, all right.
No.
It's totally fine. I still got to enjoy the feet of snow before we get inches now. We used to actually be able to build a decent sized snowman.
Heck, I've lived in this house all my life, and I remember one year when I was little, on both sides of the driveway, I built like a dragon on each side with dragon heads on the end.
Yeah, good luck trying to do that now. Maybe build a miniature version
No,
to fit in your hand.
I'd have to shovel the snow off the grass to be able to do that. Maybe now, and I doubt I'd be able to do that.
Well, like Trump said, no global warming's fake. It's all fake news. Isn't it?
Oh, he's just. Oh, that's.
It's not happening. It's fake.
Yeah. There's 20 inches of snow out there. You don't see it? Yeah.
No, global warming ain't real. It's fake. It's always been like this. We always got inches of snow.
Oh,
This is normal. We always had no snow on Christmas. This is totally normal.
not for Ohio. It ain't. Not for Ohio. Northeast Ohio. No.
Oh man, that guy.
Because, well, and here's the thing too: is we are just south enough that where we're located, we are just out of this what they call the snow belt. It's the way the winds coming from Michigan or Canada come down, and it picks up moisture from Lake Erie and then dumps it.
Yeah, and people don't realize how close we are to Canada. We're literally like 7 hours from Toronto. And I looked it up. I don't know why. I was bored one day and I looked it up.
Jeez. Well, that's stuck in your head. Well, and I remember, I don't know how long it's been now. I remember you didn't used to need a passport to go between the United States and Canada.
Well, now you do. You need a passport. You got to go across the border. You got to search your vehicle. You got to go through a lot of shit now.
Well, you did. They did do that. They did. Sometimes they would search your vehicle.
To
But
me, I ain't get shot.
keep that up.
I better not say the wrong thing. Oh, what you here for? Oh, fishing. Oh, he's fishing. Pop him.
He was black while fishing.
Yeah, he said fishing. Like, that could be a different code word in Canada for something else. I might get shot, so.
But and I guess the way it is now, and I don't know because it's been forever since I've been up in Canada. But when they
I've been.
first started it, you didn't need the passport to leave. You didn't need a passport to get into Canada or out of Canada. You needed the passport to get back into the United States.
I've never been to Canada, so
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, especially by Niagara Falls, it's beautiful. Especially in the winter. In the wintertime, when the falls, I don't know if it still does, but it used to literally freeze.
yeah, put some music on.
And
Look, man, I'm black. Let's see, water and cold. No, that is not our thing. So you can keep Niagara Falls.
even in the summertime, well, what was getting to,
Still water, man.
you
We
take a
just
shower every day, don't you?
yeah, but we ain't got to worry about trying swimming that.
Well, you gonna melt.
Yeah, we might. You might. All you do is one trip. No, so Niagara Falls. You better know how to swim. It's a done deal. Like I'm black, man. We ain't gonna make it.
Oh, jeez.
It's over.
Yeah, but if it's frozen over, you're not gonna unless you take a running leap. You're not going
If
over
it's
the
frozen,
edge.
you know damn well we definitely ain't going. A frozen waterfall? Hell to the no.
Oh, jeez.
You know that means it's super cold. Nope.
But what was really cool. Will you let me get this out? Was what they used to do was really cool in the wintertime when there was ice over the falls, because you still get the falls behind the ice. Okay, the water flowing, but they had these spotlights with different colors that would shine behind the falls, and that just looked wicked cool.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, you can like look it up on YouTube or even Google it.
I get
And
cold. I'm getting cold thinking about it.
okay,
I
that.
am.
Oh, what the heck is this thing doing? Is playing a video. Why are you doing that?
Oh man, bro, I don't have no music.
Well, it only played like, I don't know, a fraction of it, but what in the world?
What are you doing over there?
And that was the thing. I didn't think I said I did say Google. I didn't say hey Google. Well, go away. Yeah, it went away. Or it's going away. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Google's listening. Then again, we're streaming on YouTube. I mean, obviously, YouTube is part of Google.
Yeah, so we really are using Google.
It's coming full circle. We have Google on the tablet and YouTube on the computer and Twitch. Uh, but what was I gonna say? Oh, come on! Don't get old, man. This stuff sucks sometimes. Uh, yeah,
It's gone.
it's gone. You and your I can't swim well black though. Come on, really? Your luck, your luck would be that you would just get frozen in one spot. You'd be
Yeah,
frozen in
that's
place.
exactly why I wouldn't be gone.
But you can go in the spring and summertime, but then you're afraid you're going to drown.
Probably. Hey man, I hear Alaska's beautiful too, but hey, I ain't going.
Oh well, no, I ain't going to Alaska.
They keep all those cold places to themselves.
Here, Siberia is wonderful this time of year.
That's all right.
Well, and then you get like Florida, like to the other extreme. Like there was one time I went to, I took the family went to Florida, and it was right at summertime. So it was hazy, hot, and horrible. And it was whenever you like, you would just like when you're in a building, it's air conditioned and it's great. It's comfortable. It's great. But as soon as you walked outside, it's just like somebody dunked a barrel of hot water on you and you were just sweating and your clothes were sticking to you.
Yeah, man. Florida, 60 degrees is cold to them.
But you know what? It's funny because in Florida, you're not, even if you're in the middle of the state, you're not more than 75 miles from an ocean. But it has the highest concentration of swimming pools.
Yeah, yeah, which is odd. Hey, man, maybe a lot of people don't want to get attacked by sharks. That is totally fine with me. I pick a swim pool over shark attack any day.
Are you? Oh, look, there's a blast man. He looks tasty.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be our luck, man.
Now, that'd be your luck.
You ever watch Shark Week? You don't never see black people on there.
Oh, jeez. I mean, yeah, you do have a point. There's not many, there's not that many black scuba divers that I'm aware of.
Oh, nope. Wait, no.
Are you saying us white people are just crazy bunch of crackers?
Hey, man, we can check the track record and we can go from there.
No, let's no. I'm sure that I'm sure that is not at all necessary. I'm sure that is what you're saying is correct.
That is a no contest.
Yeah, but the difference is you're not finding this person over here doing that crazy stuff either.
Like, come on, man, let's go. What is it called? Shark Tank diving or cage diving. Come on, let's go in the cage and watch these sharks. Nope.
Now, I've been to the ocean. I've even swam in the ocean. As long as you're, because they do put a barrier out that the sharks can't get through.
Yeah, that's what you think. Somehow they still get over it, or under it, or through it.
Well, okay, it wasn't when I went anyway. So I was able to go swimming a little bit. Uh, but if you're close to the shore, they can't get. Sharks will avoid the shore unless they're really desperate or something like that.
Yeah, not anymore. Times has changed.
Well, if there's an easier snack for them to go for, they're not going for me by the shore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you're with a crowd of other people, there's a lot more.
Yeah, that shit don't hurt with it.
Yeah, but you're
Seen
like,
too many movies, too many documentaries. That stuff don't work.
wait a minute, where's Jonathan? I gotta find
Why you
Jonathan.
never see black people on there? No documentaries or anything. You might see it in movies, and you already see we don't make it. So the only movie was Deep Blue Sea that LL Cool J made it.
Yeah.
But you see what happened to Samuel L. Jackson? He didn't make it.
Well, then you have a movie like Freddy Krueger movies, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, we don't make those either.
like usually, like it's the black guy is usually the first one dead.
That or Scream or any of that. No, we don't make it. And that's crazy because back in the day, man, that was a thing, and then it still is a thing to this day. I mean, it's not as big as it used to be, but still is a thing still, which is funny because it's we all know the stereotyping of who goes first in the horror movie now, so it's hilarious.
Well, and it is funny if you're making fun of it, but and like I said, I did get to get.
Or you get the blonde who always trips and falls.
Yeah, and that's
Or the one who always try to or drop their keys when I try to get into the car.
oh, that person's dead because their head
All-
is going to be the next thing
All
hitting
good
the
old
ground.
classic, stereotypical stuff. All great. If you're not a horror movie fan, oh man, it's great. It's all great stuff.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, you know why? When I was, I'm old enough to remember Alien,
I love Alien, man.
Oh, well, but you have to understand, from my point of view and my perspective, that when I saw Alien, and yes, it looked like a Muppet. Yes, it was a Muppet. But that was freaky as hell watching that thing pop out of that guy's stomach.
See, there's only one movie that traumatized me that when I was a kid, and that's Candyman. Candyman was the only movie that ever traumatized me. For one, the main antagonist villain was a black guy. Two, he can like summon bees from out of his mouth and his skin and stuff like that. And I'm allergic to bees, so
Oh.
watching that movie, as a kid, gave me nightmares.
Well, let me bring that up. Can I bring that up?
Don't do it.
Ah.
I can't sit anyway.
Well, let's see. Yeah, that was 1992.
Yeah, that movie traumatized me as a kid, man. And I still when I watch it to this day, and I'm a grown adult now.
The guy, main actor's name was Tony Todd.
Oh yeah, yeah, good old Tony Todd. He was in one of the Final Destinations. What you like, girl?
Well, by look of this, there was a two, Candyman 3, Day of the Dead. So I guess there was a couple ones after
I
that
didn't know
one.
there was a couple of them. I will not be watching it.
But, but, yeah, right here, Candyman Collection
I see here.
between 1992 and 1999.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I will not be watching it. That's one that do traumatize me.
And you call me a wimp and a wussy.
Hey man,
At least my movie
you're not
that
allergic, you're not allergic to bees.
at least the movie that traumatized me was called Alien. This is called Candyman.
Well, you're not allergic to bees, man. You got to think about it. A movie called Candyman. Okay, cool. Then the main guy's black and bees. And no, man, that's just not that's
Okay,
not normal.
an alien popping out of a guy's chest.
Yeah, but you didn't have a black main like horror villain like back in the day.
Uh, uh, Alien was.
So to have that and then no bees was terrifying. And my parents let me watch it, and they didn't stop me.
Did they laugh?
To this day, yeah, they laugh at me now.
How'd I guess that?
Didn't laugh when I was traumatized as a kid, but now they laugh at me. And I'm a grown ass man, don't want to watch it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love you dearly. I'm laughing
But
at you.
I can watch anything else, man. I can watch any horror movie, every horror movie, whatever. Hellraiser, all that good stuff. I can watch any of that.
Oh God! You can watch a movie where these people get tortured and butchered in hell.
Hellraiser's that shit.
Well, which Hellraiser? You can
Hellraiser's that
watch
shit.
that, but Candyman with a guy who summons
Got my
bees.
needlehead. Oh man, Hellraiser's good.
You just totally confused me.
I told you I can watch that stuff.
You can't watch a movie called Candyman where the worst thing is bees comes out of his mouth or he summons bees, whatever. That's the
Yeah,
worst thing. But
that's traumatizing because you can hear them and they're buzzing and it just make my skin crawl and make me bring on a hives and shit. Oh,
but
even thinking about it, I'm starting to sweat.
but Hellraiser, we're like, let me see here. Here comes my nightmares. I did actually watch those, and I don't know why.
I enjoyed Hellraiser, man.
Okay, it was this like puzzle thing. When you undid the puzzle, then it was just nightmare from like that point on. And there was what, one, two, three, four of those movies,
I only seen the original.
and that was in 1987. How old were you in 1987?
I wasn't born.
Oh, well, never mind then. Thanks for not rubbing that one in.
But I did see it when I was aware of the movie.
Yeah. But and I think I watched actually two of them. Oh yeah, I had nightmares for like months after that. But you're
Hey
like,
man, I watched Back to the Future, and I wasn't born when that came out either. I love Back to the Future.
yeah, but that's not a horror movie
I
either.
mean, Alien's a horror movie. I love Alien. I love one, two, and three. I love well, I really don't like three, but you know what I mean. Three was a waste.
Well, and here's the thing. It just like I think we've said this before on this channel that there comes a time where you just need to stop. You just don't do another movie because you're just going to completely f it up. Just leave it alone. It's successful. Take your money. Go away.
I mean, yeah, and nowadays people don't learn from that mistake from back in the day. They still want to do it and think it's going to be as big as it was. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some movies that the second one is better than the first one, but that is very rare.
Yeah, those are very few and far between. Very few.
Like the new Ninja Turtle movies, I couldn't stand the first one. I hate it. I hate the first movie, but the second one I really enjoyed.
Well, I like the ninja movies, and I'm not sure which ones are what because there has been quite a few of them. But I liked them when they were animatronic, where they like real people, but they were Muppets like.
Oh, Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in what 90s, 80s. Yeah, yeah, that was the good stuff instead of the CGI crap they got now.
Yeah, and and you have to admit that that really takes effort to do something. Like I mean, Ninja Turtles starting out as a cartoon, and they were moderately successful, being uh, a live action because they actually used real people in a costume with the animatronics like, and it was still they stayed true to the storyline and didn't like restart it like we've talked about this like how many times has Batman been restarted.
Ah man, I don't want to even talk about that.
And it's like, oh, there's another Batman movie. Well, who cares? Because it's just the same damn story told the same damn way with different people in it.
And I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it again when they in about a year or so.
I hope they don't.
Yeah, they're already looking for a new Batman, so I'm pretty sure they're going to tell the parent dead story again.
Well, who was the last one?
Ben Affleck.
And, well, what? Okay, he's okay. I don't remember his name anymore, so obviously he's not a thing anymore. What's he got better to do? Keep doing the Batman thing.
Well, he had a little rehab situation, so they need a new Batman.
Oh well, I would say take a pill to get over it. But I guess that really isn't appropriate. But I mean, if they have some time, just work with what you got. But I just hope I would rather see them continue a storyline using a different actor versus starting all over again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't mind them starting over again. Just retelling the dead parent story constantly over and over again. It's what makes me uh, pisses me off about it.
And it's yeah, it varies, but it's the same story. It it's
You don't have to tell this story. We know his parents got shot. We know this. He grew up. His parents died. Okay, we know that.
yeah.
But oh, here we go. We're gonna tell it again because for those who don't know, like how many people really don't know?
I, and the people that don't know probably don't care to know.
You're not going to a Batman movie not knowing who the hell Batman is.
Thank you very much.
You're just not going to wake up like, you know what, that look interesting. Let me go see it. Let me go see what this Batman's character is all about.
It's just like Batman, Superman, and all the other, between Marvel and oh, you're gonna
Because
shoot me, DC. Who all the main characters are.
yeah, like this day and age, if I didn't know, like say if I never knew anything about Batman, I didn't read the comics or anything, and I just seen like a movie trailer, And I was like, okay, he's a guy dressed in a regular guy dressed in a costume that goes around town fighting stuff. Hmm. Yeah, not interested. But since I know the origin and I grew up with Batman, I know what it's about. I don't want to know. No, his parents died. We know this from what the 70s, 80s. I don't know how far it goes back, but we know this.
Oh, we can find out. Let's see.
I don't mind you telling it maybe like once in the blue moon for every few reboots, but every single time that's ridiculous.
And your Batman was created. Oh wow. Batman was created in 1939.
So they've been telling the same story for all these years.
Well, this is what? Yeah, it's just like 20 years shy of 100.
Yeah,
80
I mean,
years.
comic wise, that's fine. Comic wise, okay, cool, whatever. I mean, even in the comics, I don't see them go back much to say, oh yeah, his parents was killed. His parents was killed. They just go on with whatever. Movies, nope. Oh, parents died. Parents died.
I mean, and it's like the same. I mean, it's slightly different, every time, but it's still the same.
Like, if his parents were like, if his parents were real, I would feel sorry for them. Be like, come on, we're going to die again. Come
Yeah.
on, we did this last year, Jim. Come on.
Yeah, well, it just got resurrected. Now you're going to kill me again. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. This is the only role you get. Do it good.
Well, yeah, at least that's something you never get typecast in because, how many times are you going to, I mean, you're on screen for what, the first 5 minutes? And that's it?
Like, man, damn, I can't do a flashback moment or anything. I just got to get killed right away. Yep, yep. Sorry, that's how we're gonna do it.
That's the story.
Because we got to tell the story again, even though we told it 100 times already.
The same way, 100 times already.
That's ridiculous. They can do so much more if they didn't waste. They could add so much more to the movie instead of wasting what 10 minutes maybe on that scene.
Yeah, and it's, like I say, it's just the same basic scene every time, and it always ends the same way.
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah. Now, that would be hilarious, though, if they just threw a twist in and, they missed. And
Yeah,
the parents, somehow the dad got the gun away from the villain and got away. That would
yeah. And
just
the thing I liked about the
screw
new
everything up.
Spider-Man, the thing I liked about the new Spider-Man reboot, they did not go back and say, "Oh, Uncle Ben was killed. Oh, we killed Uncle Ben."
Hold on a sec. What'd you say, dear? Oh, which one? Oh, we got a puppy stroller. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. We have been doing this for almost an hour and a half now. So I'm gonna. It's been a long darn day. I'm gonna probably head to bed here in a little bit. So
Yeah, I don't blame you.
you saying I'm old?
No, no, I don't
Yeah.
blame.
Uh huh. Uh huh. It's always with you that I'm old. It's always with you.
Maybe later.
Yeah. Um. But this has been fun. And I'm sorry we're going to miss you guys this week. We're not going to have a Thursday run because somebody has to go to see Dragon Ball.
Hey man, hey, it's only I got to see it. If I don't see it, it's gonna get spoiled for me on Facebook or some kind of social media platform. So I have to see it. Good old social media.
Well, and I do get it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to tease you about it. But so this will be up live, and unfortunately, we'll not see you guys. Well, maybe we could try and get together. I don't know that's going to happen between now and next Thursday, but we'll see what we could do. See if we can work something out. But Jonathan's going to see his movie on Thursday, so that leaves me more time to work on the network and get this thing humming better than what it is. And it did do a lot of good so far, but there's still some to go.
Yeah.
So we will catch you guys not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday. Have a great week.
Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, follow me on JLoFBA on my YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, I believe. Yeah.
And the same with me. You're watching on YouTube or Twitter. This just like, subscribe, follow. If you have any questions or anything, any suggestions, drop them in the comments down below. We won't address them on Thursday. We will address them the following Thursday. Normally, we are Thursdays at 7:30.
Yeah, but we always look for suggesting. So if you got anything, drop it in the comments. And we hope you guys always enjoy.
All right, and we will wish everyone a good night and a pleasant tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Stop stream.